Is that just they should just do it whenever
Just have
they
to name
want?
them before they run. You can't enter and run until they have an official name. Are you saying
Hi.
that's your friend? Yeah.
How do you know that he feels good or that he's he's in a good position?
Just how he's training and just, watching the brightness in his eye and just the overall, having your hands on him every day, just loving how his body's feeling, his muscles are feeling. He's not too tight anywhere. He's just standing really well in his stall and just really relaxed through his eyes. So a lot of those little details of just listening to him, when they're not always perfect, you can see him kind of pull back a little bit, but
Yeah.
he's like full lean in right now.
How do you describe his personality?
Bigger than the barn. His
Really?
personality is like next level, which is what's fun about him too. And he's gotten really serious about training now. In the beginning, he wasn't. He was such a child, and rightly so, where he would train, but you could see him come in and come out and come in and come out when he was training as far as focus. And now, when Robert kicks off, you just see him head down and focus the entire
And he
time.
loves it.
He loves it. He just thrives off of it. And then when Robert pulls up, the joke has become, I can tell how good he's training by how hard Robert is blowing. So just from
Really?
hanging on to him so much.
Oh,
so
yeah.
the stronger and stronger he gets, Robert's like, whew. I'm like, okay, good. I like where we are today.
When you say that you let him sort of be a big kid too, like what does that entail?
Big kid in the sense of when he comes back to the barn, we give him his round pen time that he can go and stretch and roll and do, and just learning his cycle a little bit.
Yeah.
But also learning his cycle is important because then if something's off. They have a routine, like your kids have a routine.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with these guys. Like they get in a routine, your barn gets in a routine, and they thrive in the routine. So when they're off that routine a little bit, then you can start to say, what are we missing? Is something bugging you? Is your tummy not right? What's going on here? And so if he didn't come in and go and eat his hay cubes and take in the sights, then you'd be like, oh, you okay? What's going on today? But okay. Why don't you come in? We'll see how he's settling into his house here, getting his morning nap on. You're glowing.
I know. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It is. It's it's not sweat. It's just glowing. Okay, so when you talk about him being a big kid, there are a lot of things that I think it is funny that they are sort of like big children. But you say when they come to you, you have to let them show you what they are, right? Who they are.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Just being patient. You become a student of observation by just watching. Like when we're watching our horses walk and cool out, or watching him and here, how they're standing, how they're eating, what their eye looks like. All of that stuff is all just them
Showing
chatting
their personality.
where they are. Yeah. When he was a 2-year-old, he had that big bounce and all of that energy, and wanted to rear up and be naughty and be like, buddy, I need you to focus that for good here, and that's what he's learned to do. And that's why it's so important, like for him, of giving him that space to be the kid in the round pen and go roll and buck and play and do all that stuff. And then when he's in his house, this is a safe space. This is where he can come and be who he wants to be in his space, and nothing aggressive, and everything is very much about him and his space. And so, when we're starting horses and young horses and teaching them the ropes before they even come to the racetrack, that's really the most important time, that you're allowing them to come into their personality. And you want them to learn it through confidence and not through fear. And because when they learn it through confidence, they just get bigger with it.
Yeah, I loved how you kept saying, staying in the moment. Like that's so key. Do you feel
100%.
like is that a typical philosophy, or
I
how
don't
is
know.
that different?
I think because I played so much sports growing up, and into my young adulthood and stuff, and I think you learn in doing that, and even showing. If you don't stay in the moment, you're like done. If you make a mistake on jump 1, and you hang on to that, you're gonna make a mistake on jump 2, on jump 3, on jump 4, and so you learn really quick to, if that happened, let's go. You want to look out and go, okay, we have this race coming, and get excited for that.
Yeah.
But you also don't want to miss everything that's happening here, because this is where all the details happen.
It's the process.
It's the process.
It's like, right.
And the process is a lot of the fun too. Very apropos for life. We know the destination, so let's
enjoy the journey,
process,
right?
Yeah.
The process. Yeah. Does he know that, this is a dumb question, does he know that he won the Belmont? Like his life changed in his mind?
He knows when he won his first race, and I think he knows every time he wins, because he just gets a little extra swagger to him, and he knows what winning means. And that's what's, I think, an intangible that you can't teach a horse. They either have that it or they don't. And I think that's what separates great horses from good horses.
How do you know he has
Just see it. It's watching them and watching him want it. When we compete, you get to a fatigue factor, but when you're like intense about it, you push past your fatigue factor, to dig in and get it. And I think horses are the same way. Like obviously the horse, just by simple how they're made, they're going to reach a fatigue factor when they're running. Lactic acid buildup, just simple biomechanics that happen. And so when you watch horses dig and have all that heart and mentally want it, it's so cool. It's crazy. I know. You begging? It's right there.
Here you go.
Good boy.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, slightly spoiled. Slightly spoiled.
As he should be.
He should be. For me, it's more about the team, just what the team is accomplishing and watching them check things off, as far as success and the journey these horses take us on is crazy. It's wild to watch one animal bring so many people together from so many different backgrounds, and throughout the world, everyone can agree on one thing, their love for the horse, and that's pretty amazing. Here.
You've just gotten 16 peppermints. How is that not going to bother you? Serious.
I know, it's ridiculous. You're being a hamsicle now.